remember to leave on up here in places there are some little bits of light coming through the trees. So again, you could indicate that with your rubber. You could just lift bits out just to show that there's a little bit of light coming through the tree in places. You will need to clean your rubber off on the edge of your paper if it gets dirty. Just rub away some of the dirt. This lovely little study, which I think is possibly done in graphite, not charcoal, or it may be charcoal. It could be charcoal. But what's interesting about it is on Arche watercolor paper, and you can tell it's cotton paper because of the raggedy edge, because you never cut watercolor paper with a knife, not if it's cotton anyway. And I just thought this was a beautiful little drawing. It was just lovely to look at. And you can see the one that we're copying a little bit more clearly. I think what it does give you scope is for finding your own interpretation. You don't have to stick rigidly to what's there.
But Sue, is that charcoal?
This one is, yes.
No. The one on the watercolor.
Well,
paper.
I put in charcoal drawings, and this came up.
Well, that's. I mean, the fact that it's so, there are little fine details, and yet the paper surface is going to be very textured already. I mean, that's most incredible.
Well, I've got some that Arche that's not so textured. The not so heavy one isn't quite so textured, and I'm just wondering if that's what it is. But it's beautiful. Whether they've used charcoal pencils, I don't know.
Who's it by?
I don't know. I couldn't find the name of it either, I'm afraid. I'm very sorry. But if you put in charcoal drawings into Google, you'll eventually come across it, I hope. Then this is the one that Sel and Sue are copying. Remember, there's this little bit of aerial perspective in here, which you can indicate. And the building. So the buildings, these buildings at the back of the picture have been treated again. They've been sort of softened off and blued off, so they've looked further back. This one obviously is further forward. They've used warmer colours. I mean, obviously this is in oil paint, and it's it's not a charcoal drawing at all. But I just thought we could attempt it in charcoal, which is why I put it in. Then these two wonderful ones by Durand. Now this is the same painting, but it's obviously a different version of it. And I'm not sure whether he did more than one version. Which is the original. This one obviously is much more colourful.
I'm sure they're the same paintings. They're identical.
Yeah.
it's just in the reproduction they've lost they've lost certain hues. One on the left has lost its red part of the process.
Yeah. Well,
it's annoying.
This feels it's got full of light, whereas this one's very much more muted, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Deader.
Yes. And it's quite hard when you start looking at a lot of these, well, this is 19th century paintings. Corot this is a Corot, right? And Corot's work is glorious, but the reproductions are terrible that I found on the internet. I've got them in a book and they're lovely in the book, but then they don't come up very well when you search for them on the internet. But anyway, and then finally, I found some Russian landscapes, which I thought would lend themselves to this exercise, but they're just lovely paintings. And Chris, I may well have this one to copy this evening. I don't know if you have, Chris, or not.
No, I haven't got that one. Where can I get that one?
I gave it to you ages ago.
Oh, right, that one. No.
Anyway, never mind. Doesn't matter. I put it up because it's one of my favorites, and it's a Russian artist.
We did that last year, didn't we?
That's right. Yeah. So, and then this one as well is also a Russian artist. I can't remember the name of this chap. It's quite modern compared to the others. It looks modern. It's done in the same sort of period. It's a lovely painting.
Yes.
So your trees the tops of your foliage will go right up to the top of your piece of paper, and don't remember to stop the base of the trees, sufficiently far away from the bottom that you get the sense of space in the foreground.
Well, yes, because you've got that embankment.
Yes, that's right. There's a little bank, and I think there's a river, a little brook here.
A little rivulet.
Yes, because it says behind the brook, beside the brook is the title, isn't it?
All the foliage on the left.
Yes. And this is lovely, the way he's made all this look further back by doing it much softer. So if you can get a sense of that being softer and this really being sort of strong and dark in places.
The thickest, isn't it? I mean, it's the trees emerge.
Yes.
Emerging. Vega, what are you doing? Get down.
Keep it simple in both your head and what goes down on the paper. Try and just look at the main big shapes. Don't worry about all the little fiddly branches or anything like that. You can actually reduce the thing down to shapes. You know, you've got 1, 2, 3 main trees on the right, and then you've got another group of, I would say, 1, 2, 3, maybe a little fourth one there, which are slightly smaller, narrower, darker, set further back. And then you've got, you know, here there's 3 little ones, and then another 3. And then I would just do the outline shape of the main foliage that hits the sky. And also the shapes that are important are the sky peeking through the foliage here. There's a bit of light down the bottom here as well. I think you've got to, you know, keep those very light, and then just do the rest fairly mid-tone to dark, and then put your dark little branches in at the end. Don't try doing them too early.
Okay.
Okay.